want to start here. So we're here at the tiny hemp home at the Haven Village in East Tennessee with Shawn, who is from hackmyhomestead.com, and we are talking about getting this tiny hemp home off grid.
Mm-hmm.
What's your recommendations?
So the nice thing about this is that with the hemp wall construction, you can literally put your hands on the outside wall and on the inside wall and feel the difference, feel how much warmer it is on the inside. The whole system, the whole house is wired to 120 volts, so that it brings the complexity down. We don't have to go split phase now. We can go with a smaller inverter. Essentially, we're running, our biggest individual load is going to be that hot plate or whatever, the stove top that's in there, okay? Is that induction?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's even better. And so nothing in this whole house is going to draw a significant load, and you have to go with a bigger inverter when you have to power bigger loads. Okay, your battery bank can be a function of how much I'm using over the course of a day, and then your solar panels become a function of how big is my battery bank. But the inverter sizing is really to power the load. So you could probably go with something like a 3,500 watt inverter in here. Maybe as few as one server rack battery, maybe two server rack batteries, but we're talking about, you know, a briefcase size, a little bit thicker than a briefcase size unit. And in this climate, for every 1,000 watts of solar that you put in, you're going to generate about 1,200 kilowatt hours a year. In the winter, you're looking at maybe 2,500 watts a day. And in the summer, it'd be like 6,000 watts per day. And so in something like this, I don't even know if you need to heat this thing. Maybe a little radiant heater, you know, on the really cool nights or something like that. But that system could absolutely run that no problem. So couple batteries, maybe 4 300 watt solar panels and a small 3,500 watt inverter, and this thing's off grid. And it's, all of those components are easily sourced, easily installed. There's no special knowledge required really, other than to use a multimeter to make sure it's safe. I always tell people you don't want to be the switch that accidentally closes the circuit, right? So grab the positive end and the negative end, you'll become that switch. But yeah, so you're not talking about a lot of money, you're not talking about a lot of work, and that takes this thing 100% off grid.
And you think we did invest in the EcoFlow batteries, and you think one of them?
One of those, but you might need to get, so the problem...
Or the two together, would that work?
Yeah, if you had two of them...
We have two.
And each had their own solar, so you can't do like one solar array to charge both of them. So the biggest limiting factor with the Delta Pro systems is the amount of solar that you can put into them. It's like...
So each one needs its own solar panel.
Yeah.
So we just need to get one more solar panel for the other.
Right, and you've got a pretty narrow range of voltages, and then you've got to stay underneath the amperage, generally speaking. You can go over a little bit, but that's your biggest limitation with those systems. The batteries are great. They're 48 volt lithium iron phosphate batteries. All of the ports are great. You know, they'll go up to, I think, 30 amps actually on the big port, but and the rest of them are 15. Your biggest limiting factor is the solar panels. And so if I can only put one solar panel on the battery, but I'm taking it all the way down to 0 every day, I'm never going to get it charged back up. So that would be